about the PDL and these types of teams is you're bringing a lot of college kids together. You're bringing the kids together from all over the country, and sometimes they aren't ending their college and seasons at the same time. So when they need to come together early in the year, they just don't get the practice time. They don't get the time on the field. About now is when things start to gel and you start to figure out who your team really is. This is probably the Menace team you're going to see the rest of the year, and probably the way they're going to play the rest of the year.
You mentioned the weather, and tonight's weather report brought to you by ABC 5, and kind of partly cloudy, a light breeze out there tonight, 75 degrees. Real nice weather. This is one of the nicer evenings we've had here as far as temperature-wise, and not too hot, not too cold to play soccer.
No, it's a beautiful night for soccer, and there won't be any effect on what's happening out there. You know, these guys are going to be able to keep going as long as they want to. No moisture on the field, which is something considering the amount of rain we've had here the last couple of days. It's going to be a perfect night for soccer, and it'll be great out there on the pitch at Valley Stadium.
Keys to the game tonight brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet. I think a big key for the Menace is to do what they've been doing: get out early, score goals, get the lead, and play early. They have a game tomorrow night. They're playing for a chance to take the lead here in the PDL. Another key is do not look ahead to tomorrow night. You know, it's a cliche, but take it this game first and then the next game.
Well, you know, so absolutely 2 points. Getting something early is a good idea anytime you play soccer. But at this point in time, when you've struggled a little bit to score at home, really nice to get your confidence. And then I think you make the second point is the big key. Don't look ahead tomorrow night. Thunder Bay comes in. You lost to them last week. Thunder Bay undefeated in the Heartland Division. Okay, that's the #1 team. You're chasing them, but you're only a couple of points behind. But you're not going to get there if you don't win tonight. And this is a Springfield team that beat 1-0 earlier in the year, and then you tied here a couple of weeks ago, a month ago. So this is a team that you could get beat by, or at the very least just tie with, and then you don't get your shot at Thunder Bay and trying to get back into first place. So, you know, you're the defending league champions. You went 12-1-1 last year. I mean, an incredible record. You've started out well, but you've got to get this one tonight to get to the big one tomorrow night.
And I think these players we talk about starting to gel together. They're starting to learn that what they need to do as a team. You know, when the players come in and out and the different sets they use in each game, they know exactly, I think now, what they need to do, who's playing where and when. And one good thing with a good roster, you can play back-to-back nights, and you have plenty of guys to come in. Well, we're going to do this. We'll take a break, and then we'll come back, and we have our starting lineups brought to you by Come and Go. We'll come back and talk about those. But let's take a break and be back with more after this.
Guys, I got the jerseys. El Nino.
Aquí.
Spray Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Don Ovan.
Think that's me?
You guy. It's $40. Can you cover that?
I'll send it to you right now. Done.
Okay, got it. So hat-trick Rick, he's the best player on our team. You get the ball, you give it to him.
Great. Rick.
On your phone, online, on the go, Wells Fargo makes it easy to get banking done.
All right, Don, you're on. Nope, just...
In 1959, Bill Krause and Tony Gentle opened the first four-generation customers and delivered that and our official symbol. See it in and around us? It means that we created something extra just for you. Come and Go, where "and" means more. Check out all our extras this summer, like any size drink for just $1.
Starting lineups brought to you by Come and Go. And the starting lineups here tonight for Springfield: Alejandro Matesti will be at a forward, Josh Anderson in the midfield, Murilo Cicerelli at the midfield, Alex Shackley at midfield, Phil Woods at another midfield spot, and Kyle Ruiz at that other midfield spot. Jacob Taylor, Ross McKinnon, Bryce Naples, and Scott Midgley on defense, and Yuta Nomura in goal tonight for Springfield. For the Menace tonight, it'll be at forward Vince Cicciarelli, C. Norte up at the forward spots, Chris Hellman in the midfield, Sean-Claude Lawson, John Lojano, Javier Lopez in the midfield, and playing in the defense tonight, Alec Bartlett, Keenan King, Brett Lane, Charlie Bales. In goal tonight for the Menace, Paul Blanchette for the Des Moines Menace. And mispronounce it. It's Caio Ruiz.
Yes, Kyle.
Midfield.
We'll have it happen a couple of times,
yeah.
but we'll get there. Every
yeah.
game is a new challenge, right?
New. As you see on the field, the Menace, of course, in the red uniforms and in the light blue that's kind of Royals blue, isn't it? The Kansas City
it's
Royals,
powder blue is what it
blue,
is. A little powder blue, but you would paint your baby's room that color, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And they will be that color on your screen here tonight as we get ready for our national anthem. National anthem, and a beautiful, beautiful night here for soccer at Valley Stadium. And we talked about it. Haven't scored a lot of goals here at home yet, and I think they'd like to see that change a little bit here tonight. They know they can do it. They got them going on the road, and we'll see here if they can keep that up tonight.
Yeah, it's all about confidence when it comes to something like that. So they got to feel good about the way things have gone over the last couple of weeks, and I imagine they'll get into this one with that kind of confidence and keep moving forward. And it's important to remember, this Springfield team has played them tough so far this year in the 2 games that they've played. Just 1 goal scored in those, and I believe that was by our reserve, Mark Heath Preston. He was able to get one to go down in Springfield when they played earlier. And this is a matchup between the 3rd and 4th place teams in the Heartland Division. So Springfield has won a couple of games. They're still chasing right now. I think they're 1 point behind Des Moines when it comes to the Sting. So they're chasing just as well. So I think one of the other things to remember here is, as badly as we want to think about the Menace and how they're chasing that first place, so is Springfield. And yeah, Des Moines was great last year and was able to win the league. But that's last year, and here we are this year, and they've got to get things done tonight, and they're just about ready to go.
Just about ready to kick off this match tonight, and they do know each other well. They're playing for what's called the Come and Go Cup. They play 4 games in that series for the Cup, and it was down there in the last game. I don't see it on the sidelines right now, but maybe they have it somewhere.
The actual cup?
Yeah,
I know they have developed a trophy for
this. I think it did get
yeah.
knocked over or something when a ball came flying out over there, so maybe they're keeping it a little better protected.
Does it look like a big fountain cup?
No, it doesn't look like
I thought maybe it'd be
one
of those big silver fountain drink, maybe, you know?
But just about ready to get underway here this evening as the Menace, you'll see there in the red to the left of your screen and the right in the powder blue, the Springfield Synergy. They'll start with the ball here, and there's the whistle, and we're underway as they send it back. The Menace defenders coming in. Norte, and that's Vince Cicciarelli chasing the ball up top of your screen. And drop it back. We talked about these teams know each other pretty well, and we'll see if maybe since last time they played, they try a little something different, and that one's going to go out, stay with the Synergy.
Yeah, trying to start something from the back, you know, just kind of playing with it back there to see what they can get going to start. You know, not a whole lot, so they had to send it up the sideline. Now they got to get a throw in right there at the midfield stripe.
And Ross McKinnon throws it in, knocked down by Brent Lane. He sends it forward. Cicciarelli with it. Tries to bring it under control. Gets it outside to Hellman. Hellman will send it way wide out there. And now they'll bring it back. Let's see if there's, all the way back across the field to Lojano. Lojano up to Norte. Norte tries to get a handle on it, settle it, and then it's knocked back again. Back there to Brett Lane. He'll send it up the right side. Norte's going to run it down toward the corner. He'll stop it, turn, look for the cross, and it's knocked out. That should be our first corner of the night. Brought to you by CenturyLink.
So nice job by Bales to feed it down the side. They went for the long run. Norte chased it down. I think he probably should have stopped a little further out, let the guys come to him and try to put it in there. Nonetheless, you get the corner kick opportunity early here in the game.
And here's the kick. Little in-swinger knocked out of there by the keeper. And coming back over to knock it down is Hellman. Now over the far side. One-on-one action out there. Trying to pull back. Looking over Sean-Claude Lawson, rather.
And Midgley with the defense there for Springfield, and did a nice job of just staying in front of his man, not worrying about his hips, just watching that ball.
Now Springfield ought to run. Menace defenders dropping back out to the wing with it. Alex Shackley. They try to go back inside. Defense comes up. Norte in there with Bales, and Bales knocks him off the ball. Norte picks up the loose ball, and now they'll send it ahead. But knocked down by Phil Woods.
Well, the Menace with everybody back on defense. You've only got one man standing up near the midfield stripe right now in Cicciarelli.
And they sent it up to the left corner for Cicciarelli, but he was offside on the call.
Yeah, ironically enough, even though he was the only one there that should have been able to stay onside, he did take a little bit of an early run there.
I was watching him, so I didn't quite see where the AR was here on this side, if he was up close.
He was off.
So here comes Springfield with it again. Ross McKinnon gets it by Norte up ahead, and it'll stay with Springfield. Charlie Bales there.
Like the way Bales challenges him that far up the field at that point. Punch it out of bounds. No reason to give him a run.
And a little physical action going on down right there.
Well, if you're going to play with your back to the man and not really play the ball, you're going to get hit from behind every once in a while. The referee's not going to call that unless it's vicious.
Cicciarelli tries to send it back toward the middle, but it's picked off there by the Synergy.
So, again, they're just playing with it back. They're kind of trying to figure out where they can start something. The Menace creeping up a little bit now. You've got guys up near the midfield stripe, a line there of defenders, so there is a little bit more room, but not a lot.
Trying to kind of slowly bring it up and look for that opening. Norte comes up, though, and says, let's get it out of here. Lojano in there also. And that will go to the Menace. So a throw in. Charlie Bales comes up to do the honors. Gets it into Claude Lawson. They'll drop it back and try to send it the other way. Bartlett to the far side. Looking for a run up there.
Yeah, that feed toward the middle, not really toward anybody. If you're going to do that, you better have somebody there, or you may as well just go up the sideline.
Well, he had Hellman on the far side, but I think he was offside, so
yeah, he didn't want to go there.
Yeah. Norte comes across, and we're going to get a foul call to trip.
Yeah, he did clip him on the ankle. That was McKinnon, I think, that got him on the ankle, and so down he goes. That's a realistic shot. You're about 15 yards outside the 18 still, though.
So they'll set it up. Hellman here.
Hellman was the leading scorer for this team last year. He's only got 1 goal this year, but he had 9 last year. So somebody they need to get uncorked. I think they're having to play a lot more mid this year than they were forward last year.
Nice into the middle, headed up, and kind of no man's land down there. Knocked down by the Menace, across, and then kicked out.
No goalie at that point in time, and a dangerous thing for Nomura.
Ciccarelli looked, but there was a lot of blue shirts clogging in the front of the goal, even though the goalie wasn't there. With it on the far side, the Menace. Now to send it into the middle. And knock down Lojano. Will send it back out as the Menace will try to set up the attack. Long lob to Ciccarelli. Can he run it down? No. And that'll be a goal kick for.
Well, that was the overlap. That was actually Chris Hellman coming up there. They were trying to pull him from that one side up the middle. And as you said earlier, he was open earlier. They weren't marking him in there. He had an opportunity. The ball just sent a little bit long. Not quite enough field to work with on that overlap.
Tonight's ball game brought to you by Come and Go, where and means more. And everybody dropping back around midfield. A good long high kick. Knocked down there. Ciccarelli trying to run it down on the far side. And defender kind of caught it with his arm, but the official said play on because Menace had a little bit of advantage there. Charlie Bales drops it back to Lojano. Now all the way back to Brett Lane. Lane tries to send it across. Not a real
be
great
careful
pass.
there, yeah.
Alec Bartlett kind of bailed him out on that one.
That's Hellman over there.
Hellman, rather, not Ciccarelli, yep, on the far side. He tries to send it in. And now that was Ciccarelli there trying to run it down, but
not a bad idea. They had Ciccarelli with his back to the goal, but he was in a position there where if he could have got it on his foot, he could have turned and at least tried to power one through. He just couldn't quite corral it there, and so Nomura is going to get the goal kick as well. But at that point in time, you didn't really have much else as far as anybody on a run far, so you might as well go ahead and try to get something into the middle there. Not a bad idea by the Menace.
So they're putting the pressure on, but the defenders are dropping back pretty well for Springfield at this point. Yeah,
so far the only thing Springfield's been able to do is basically count on the Menace to make a couple of mistakes and trying to pass the ball backwards to themselves. Springfield playing with it mostly in their own end right now.
Tried to send it up ahead that time, but it was knocked down.
There you go. Take your time with it.
There's a lob over to Norte. He drops it off the chest and tried to get a shot, but a good recovery there by the defender. And that was, again, Ross McKinnon.
So McKinnon's been in a lot of plays. He's a bigger guy, and I think we'll see him in a lot tonight, and particularly since Norte seems to be extremely active. They fed him nicely there. Did a nice job with his chest to drop the ball in front of himself so he could get the touch. Just couldn't get the shot around McKinnon. Nonetheless, another goal kick opportunity, and Hellman will be over here to take this.
It's corner kick brought to you by CenturyLink. CenturyLink comes across the top, knocked out by the keep. And Hellman will come back over. Now he tries to make a quick kick back inside, but it's blocked. And a little hand fighting going on there.
Good play by the defender to take that away. That was Child.